Okay, Caravan water pump. Symptoms were the water tank emptied from completely full within about 2 minutes of connecting it. Basically what's happened, I've disconnected this block unit that connects to the Caravan. So there's simply 2 screws, and these 2 screws removed from here to separate the 2 parts of the unit. And what's happened is the hose, although it looks intact and worked perfectly well surprisingly for most of the time, in fact after it had faltered it still worked, just by making sure you've got a good contact. And what's happened is it's actually come detached. See there, so all the water would just discharge to the outside in a very short space of time. Of course you switch your pump off, or I switched my pump off when disconnecting to refill water tank, and switch it back on again when you get back inside the Caravan, and unless you can hear the water pump just freely running, then you end up with the same situation all over again. So what we've got here is the tubing should be connected to this, and then a rubber O-ring on the Caravan side creates a seal, which may need changing occasionally. In fact, it benefits from just lubricating with a bit of water before you make the connection to the Caravan. Here I've cleaned the contacts, one on either side, to the 12 volt connection to the Caravan electrics. So we can separate this, so we'll get that 2 sections out of the way, and then hopefully we can ease that back into place and feed the hose through. Now what I suspect has happened is it looks like at some point this has had an adhesive inside this anti-kink collar to hold it in place maybe, and what's happened is it's quite simply become detached. It's quite simply become detached from there. That could pretty much go back together. I think I'm going to put a little bit of something in there just to hold it in place better, so it doesn't become an issue again. But at least if it does, I know just to hold and push the block against the blue hose to reseat it, quite simply. So before I do that, I've noticed that the inside of this water tube is a little bit contaminated. I'm not happy with that at all. So I'm going to soak it in some baby sterilising fluid for a few hours to clean this. And in fact, I've gone and learned a lesson from this, that I will do that after every trip now. Soak this in some baby bottle sterilising kind of fluid. At this end, I've released the Jubilee clip on the pump end, and sometimes if your pump fails to operate, when they've been stood for a period of time, the impeller can stick, and just by prising off the cap you can see internally there's the impeller in there. So using a bit of something plastic like a pen maybe, you can just rotate the impeller, feel if it's got any resistance. If it's got resistance then it's sticking. Unplug the thing from the Caravan first, of course it will sort of whiz around. It's not overly powerful, it will jam just more with your pen, but it's best to disconnect it first, save any issues. So if your pump fails to work, it could be that the impeller sticking. That simply pushes back into place, snaps back into place after. And clean your contacts, both here on either side, which we can see internally also. The contacts on this have become quite contaminated. So while I've got this in pieces, I'm going to put some separate these, put some contact cleaner on, bit of wire wool to clean up the contacts, get that back together, soak the tube in sterilising solution, and then we'll be ready to go again. Lovely jubbly. Okay, further on with this water pump, Caravan water pump, I've discovered that the contacts can be removed from the connector block quite easily just by pushing against them, and they fall out to make cleaning considerably easier than with them in situ, and then they push back in place, snap back in place in a similar manner. The cleaning of the hose interior, I've got a selection of things in order to achieve it. I've got one of these spray gun cleaning kits and just a cable access kit, which is effectively all it is one of these fiberglass rods. I'm sure that anything similar will do, but all I've done is twist it into place around the base of one of these, the brass ferrule, one of these rods, and I'm repeatedly pulling it through the hose and introducing some antibacterial, not easy to say, antibacterial cleaner each time I do so, and the results are fantastic already. It's only been through about 3 times so far. Nice and easy to do. It just pulls through with great ease, and is doing a really fantastic job on cleaning the interior of the water tubing, which goes ultimately to the pump. So we can see just by detaching it from the pump head, we can get this done quite easy. So some of the muck that's on this end is quite disgusting actually, and as I said before, it's going to go into baby bottle sterilising solution every time from now on that it's not in use, and hopefully prevent this from happening again. Hope it helps.